Greetings, fellow Ammonites. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld False God, episode 95, 13 Warrior. So, before I start, I want to briefly recap last stream. It's pretty straightforward. We started to do the giant pyramid project. We have all the materials for it, all 9,000 stone blocks. We just need to assemble it. Some assembly required. We have also blocked out where the ship and its reactor are going to be. I'm not going to build the rest of the ship, just the reactor, because that's the meta for reactor raids. So that is to be done, as you can see above my head. And then we also obtained the Bastet Spear, which was the last of our relics. And then we immediately had a terrible ritual linked to it. Oh well. And then we had a bit of a bug breakout. JFed, I don't know if robots can die, but JFed was disassembled and then reassembled as a result of the bug breakout. We have since fixed the issue. The issue was just a misplaced door, 1 meter to the left, which caused that calamity. But we did manage to clean that up, which is good. All right. The goal of this stream is pretty much the same as last stream. It is to get the pyramid assembled and then to work on the ship reactor. We have been in the process of setting JFed up with his skills that he once had. We're probably not going to make him the intellectual that he was, but we are at least going to give him the mining in case we want him on the quarry. One of the reasons why we have not put him in a tier 3 body is tier 3 robots are a lot harder to upgrade than tier 1 robots. So that means that we need to add the skills as he's a tier 1 and then put him into tier 3 body. Other than that, we do have our little outpost here. Mike has recently been banished to it for his cold-blooded murder of Squeakums. And it is making pretty good steel. Periodic steel to be delivered. And that's going to help us get the ship constructed. So that's kind of the limited resource. I have been amassing components and advanced components. We have an insane amount of uranium and a pretty good amount of plasteel. So really it's just lacking steel. Another way to get the steel is we could settle on adjacent map tiles. Actually, you know what? Am I allowed to even do that? Rules. Yeah, I guess I'm allowed to do that. See, even I have to read the rules every now and then. We could settle adjacent tiles and strip mine them, which would be another way to do it. Guero, what are you doing out here? I don't even know. But it does look like we just got hit by some alpha beavers. So actually, Guero, you know how I was about to send you in. Oh, I only got 2 beavers in that. We're going to want to clear the alpha beavers because they eat our cacti and drago trees. Make sure all the zoning is correct, and it looks to be, which is good. When is the next YouTube series? I don't have an ETA on that yet. I do need to update my website to post about the River Ruins series, but I don't have an ETA because I have a lot of work to do before that. I've got all of the next weekend's miniseries to plan. I do have kind of the mod set, but really nothing else other than the mod set, so some work for me required. C'est la vie, right? Alright, now that we have lured those bugs for that quest, I'm going to fill this cave back in. So that we don't have any more infestation risk. You know, it isn't really themed, but can I explain how to make a sauna? Actually, you know, you can use channel points in a bit to vote on whether I make a sauna or not. How's that sound? But the TLDR is, it depends on what kind of sauna you're going to want in the hygiene mod. So there's 2 types of saunas. There's the low-tech sauna and the high-tech sauna. I don't even think I have the sauna tech. Do I have it even researched? Oh, no, I do. So there's the fueled sauna and then the electric sauna. And apparently I am just blind and I've been staring at it. Maybe it's in recreation. Yeah, here it is. So the field sauna is straightforward. You just plop it down. That's it. You're done. The electric sauna, I think you have to plumb it. But what kind of a sauna I make will be up to you if I do that at all. Alright, it's becoming daytime, so I can afford to power up the servers again. JFed, how... What? How is this even possible? This has got to be some sort of joke. His minimum temperature is negative 25°C. He is becoming hypothermic in our lair. I guess he can go outside if he wants to warm up. I didn't realize robots could freeze to death. Today I learned. Just had never occurred to me that I can freeze a robot to death. Good to know. Luckily, he does have the freedom of movement, so I don't really need to worry about it. Oh, I think the Outpost is getting attacked. Well, I'd say cool, but it kind of isn't. Unfortunately for the attackers, wow, they're dead. I already know I'm going to win. I was going to say, unfortunately for the attackers, it's all of the non-Ammonites, which means that they all have great bows, which are not to be trifled. I'll put it that way. So, what is the range? Okay, the knife throwers are going to have to close the distance if I stand back here, because they can't reach from there, which pulls them out of cover. Dano, or Daniel, are you going to just... Yeah, you're just going to take it? Oh, that's cool. Do you, dude. I don't know who won that battle. I have no idea, because those battles so abruptly end. But yeah, that was a wee bit of a joke. Just a wee bit of a joke. I do like how the outposts get attacked as a balancing mechanic, though. It's much nicer than if it was just like, oh, set and forget. Send pawns out there and you never have to defend them a day in your life. Which would definitely not feel balanced at all. Alright. I was considering opening ourselves up to guests, but I actually have a pretty limited amount of veggies at the moment, so I'm probably going to wait until we have a little bit more food. I think I've been making so much pemmican that we ran ourselves low on veg, and going to want to wait for that. Have I never frozen my computer before? Well, I don't own a complex sentient android, so no, I've never frozen my complex sentient android. Yeah. Shell Gene Pool, Maxu, thank you for the resubs. Maxu says, 2 years, here I come. Well, you know, maybe in 10 months. And Shake Your Bunny, thank you for the resub as well. Oh, it was a pleasure to have you here. I suppose while I have all of your attention, if you have game suggestions for me to play, like anyone, you don't have to be a sub or a patron or anything like that. Anyone have a game suggestion for me to play for October or November? Feel free to drop that into Discord. I am taking suggestions from anyone who wants to suggest them. There's also some other events going on in the community, like... Alright, do I have to tell you to walk outside? I think I do. Raffles for the main characters of the upcoming series. But, alright, I think given that he is... I'm having to micromanage him and bring him outside, I am going to raise the temperature of the lab a little bit so that I don't have to constantly drive JFed outside manually, because that's kind of ridiculous. Glitch, thank you for the bits. And there's the link to Discord. Yeah. So, again, game suggestions, raffles for the main characters of upcoming series, that kind of thing. And let's see. What could I be doing right now? I think what I could probably be doing is starting the ship reactor. So I'm going to unforbid that. I'm going to leave everything else unconstructed. I figure I should probably explain why. You don't need a ship reactor. You don't need the rest of the ship built for the ship reactor to power up and activate the reactor raids, and it's cheaper to not have the rest of the ship built. It's better protected that way. The other thing I might do to try to drive away sappers is to put some turrets in here. First usage of turrets, I feel a little dirty using them, but Ammonites cannot defend the ship reactor because my Ammonites aren't allowed to see the ship reactor, so it's hard to defend something you're not allowed to look upon. So my solution is to have some automated turrets, and this isn't so much to kill raiders, because I don't think 3 little mini turrets is going to do much difference. It's to dissuade the potential raiders from even entering this area, and that only works with sappers. But then if they do enter, it gives them something to target individually, so that they blow up a ship turret and then hurt themselves or something like that. The rules isn't so much no technology allowed as no technology can be introduced to the natives of this planet that they didn't already possess. I know, it's like splitting hairs a little bit, but the people on this planet, they have insanity lances and shock lances. God knows where they got it. They have plasteel. They have that kind of stuff readily available to them. So it's fine for them to see that stuff, you know, shock lances and insanity lances and all that kind of garbage. But not so much the stuff in the lab. The stuff in the lab is one of a kind, unique to this planet. Nobody else has anything like that. And one of the inspirations for that rule set, if you're wondering, was in science fiction. There is a lot of instances where primitive civilizations, proto-civilizations, are given access to technologies that are far beyond them, and then they use those technologies without a full understanding of its potential to destroy their civilizations pretty soundly, swiftly, and totally. Right? Like, I wouldn't go to Sentinel Island, North Sentinel Island, and hand the natives nuclear codes to weapons. They don't know what they are. They don't know how damaging it would be. They aren't aware to fear something they don't understand. So yeah, that's sort of the idea behind the rule set, is everything that exists on this planet that the everyday people interact with, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. No problem. Insane lances, shock lances, I guess, are common. Same with ship shuttles and components. But yeah, I'm not going to let them gain access to high-tech research tables and multi-analyzers and fabrication benches and biosculptors. You know, I don't want to unleash that upon the world. I am not Oppenheimer looking to become death. I am become death, destroyer of worlds. No, I'm trying to be kind and nice. You know, I give free healthcare to my Ammonites, even if they don't understand the technology. They never get to see it, which keeps them protected from its dangers. So, it is a weird rule set, but I am pretty happy with the way it turned out. It's been very challenging. Just ask Shellbell and Dem Tacos, who is dead. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Uranium is basically harder lead. Every metal is harder than lead, other than like mercury. Like lead is so soft. It's funny because whenever I play Project Zomboid and you hit zombies with a lead pipes are one of the best one-handed weapons. But like real world lead pipes would be terrible weapons. Like give me steel pipe, no problem. Lead pipe, oh god no. Heck no. That sounds terrible. Alright, so I have all of them on super high priority haul. Oh, hold on. Hey Giraffe. Are you just gonna immediately rot? No, you didn't. Sweet. Lead pipes have gone more or less extinct. Yeah, a little bit. They have a little bit. Let's go ahead and open up a clear path And these cremators are going to cremate. Sabin is probably wondering how she got a natural leg. She was missing a leg, and now she isn't. She hasn't questioned it. But I would be very curious as to how I went from an amputee. I mean, obviously, Amun-Ra. She can just be like, yeah, God gave me a leg for all of my service. And, you know, she wouldn't be wrong. Technically, that is what happened. I gotta say, reducing my research benches from 4 to 2, I have a lot of idle robots. I guess it keeps them happier and from beating one another, so I don't know, I'll take it. So what's going on over here? Why isn't JFed... Are you... Oh, you're not assigned to construction. Okay, that explains, like, literally all of my head scratching. I was like, why is he not building anything? Well, he's not assigned to, so he's doing exactly what he's assigned to do, which is to say, stand around and do nothing. Because I had just built him for the first time, and, you know, I didn't have, he didn't have, skills when he got rebuilt. Thank you for the hype train, everyone. Pleasure to have you all here. He has a very important decision, or assignment, not to betray me. Yeah. Yes, he does. And I'm going to hold him to that. I hope my animal handlers, are they stuck? Yeah, that's what's going on. I need them to start bringing steel into the lab, because the lab is out of steel, and that's stopping him from doing everything. So the turrets that are in the reactor area to cause sappers not to enter the area. Actually, this one should be moved here. The rules is that if the sappers only are concerned about turret coverage, not whether the turrets can turn on or not. So the turrets that I'm building literally don't even need to be powered to work. And what you need to do is you need to make sure that the entire area, which I will paint now, is every spot of this area can be shot at by a turret. That is the key. If there's any holes in the coverage, it won't work. So I have to make sure that a turret can shoot into this nook, into this nook, into these nooks here, everywhere, which is why I have my turrets lined up such that they are these. Hold on, let me select all 4 of them. These 4 turrets, because these 4 turrets in their current position can fire on every square of this this area. Imagine hitting cancel on the pyramid. You mean like the seat? No, I'm not going to do that. That would be pretty terrible. Yeah, that would be really terrible. I would not be happy about that. It's a lot of work. So this is preferred for slate blocks, and this is critical. So why are we not... Why can I not haul out there? Nobody is restricted. The doors are open. Oh, Guero's already doing it. Okay, that answers 100% of my questions. Actually, you wouldn't lose any resources. In RimWorld, if you cancel something before it's fully constructed, it's a full refund. It's that if you cancel it once, or you break it once it's built. What? 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 Okay. I guess the Wendigo sent us a gift. There's 102 skulls that just fell from the sky. Chicken Little's going, see? I told you, the sky was falling. You didn't believe me? But here it is. Here's the proof. No, don't chase me. Ugh, stupid beaver. Leave it to the dumb beaver. No, stop chasing me. Fight your own kind. No, don't fight a tree. What, did you forget that you were berserked? Ugh. There we go. I'm trying not to be bit by them. Anybody that has fought alpha beavers knows that every now and then they get a lucky hit on you and just like tear you a new one. And it's really awful. You lose limbs. So I'm trying to like berserk pulse so they fight each other themselves, whatever. But they don't cluster very nicely. There we go. Normally you could just shoot them with bows, but I don't have any bows in the colony. We are bow free. Spraxis, thank you for the resub. Okay, JVed, I have been forgetting to do this. Assigning points. So you're at melee mining 19, you're almost done. I could, of course, you know, give him other skills, but I'm not going to. It's fine. Fine the way it is. Where are you going with that? Okay, whatever. Amon Ra's doing some hauling. Macho. I'm going to take everybody off of hauling jobs and get Macho to start filling in the insect hole. If there's any other quests... Oh, there is actually... I'm supposed to accept a quest, aren't I? Accept the quest for option 3. Yeah, that's one of the goals. I totally forgot about that. So this is a paid defense. I get 13 warriors placed under my control. And I have to fight this many twice. And we're doing it for advanced components and plasteel. And I have 2 days to prepare for that. I think what I want to do is to wait as long as I can so that I can build these turrets in case it's sappers. Historically, all of my raiders have been either breachers or idiots that run through my fire traps. The problem is I don't really have anyone that can light fire to the fire traps because all the people that are allowed to use incendiaries are in the outpost except for Amon Ra, who would then have to use a phoenix armor. So, a little tricky to get that done. You know, the series ideas often come from viewers. What's the thought process behind the rules I come up with? So what I do is I'm given the idea for a series. So for instance, I'll speak about the last one. The last one was, the original idea was Merlin trying to form the Knights of the Round Table. And what I have found is that mimicking some intellectual property that already exists can be a problem, because then you have some people that want it to be very faithful to whatever the original idea was. So even though, for instance, Crimson Empress had nothing to do with the mod that it was based off of, there was a lot of comments that were like, oh my god, you know, this is nothing like the game. And I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't ever supposed to be. This is a story that I made up. This has nothing to do with, you know, bloodlines or anything like that. This isn't a masquerade themed, you know, series. This is just me playing my own story, and like people don't get that. So the first thing is I generally don't try to mimic something else. I don't try to mirror any other project, because that can just become problems. So for instance, if I did King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table, people would be like, well, Merlin didn't know skip gates. It's like, no, he didn't. But like, are you going to make a mod for me to perfectly mimic the magic that Merlin knew and did not know? And isn't there like so many different versions of Merlin at this point? So the first thinking is, how can I make the story and the lore relatable and familiar, but unique? Because if it's too similar to something that already exists, like if I do a Star Wars theme where I'm supposed to be the Mandalorian, probably in mods, it does not exist all the things that you would need to be said Mandalorian. So a part of it is I'm given a theme, and another part of it is I have to find mods that fit that theme as well as I can. And that can be a real challenge. The Knights of the Seer series was actually supposed to be a Real Ruins zombie scavenging survival series, but I had to call that off because there just weren't mods that could accommodate the idea. So a lot of the thought process is, what would be a really cool idea that would be relatable, understandable, easy to digest in a single sentence as a synopsis, so that there's the hook. And another part of it is, are there even mods that do this? Because a lot of the cases there just aren't, which can be a challenge. Oh, Amun-Ra, you're building the, well, I guess might as well have you get involved a little bit into the construction of the pyramid. Oh, there we go. So we have all the mini turrets. Nice. I'm gonna forbid the reactor for now. If I'm about to have those mega raids, I don't want to build a reactor for them to destroy. Seems like a waste. And JFed, you are done. I will give you a little art. You know, I'm gonna make you an artist so you can make rugs for me. You'll also get art skills. There's a whole lot of other thought processes behind it as well. So others would be, of course, given, especially for the miniseries, given the time frame that I have, it's something that doesn't take a long time to build up. It's something that crescendos at about 12 hours. So certain mods really don't allow for that. So for instance, it has been a recurring suggestion that I use, like, mods to build nuclear weapons, right? Well, the problem with that is I've played with that mod. I can't do that in 12 hours. Yeah, it's almost not even possible to build a ship in 12 hours. Like, I have a YouTube series called RimWorld Speedrun, where, like, I do manage to build a ship in under 12 hours and launch it to space, but, like, that's pretty dang challenging. And I also know that after, 5, 7, 10 hours of straight streaming, I'm human. I'm going to get tired. So that's another thing that I have to consider is, don't make it so complex and difficult that, like, I just can't get it accomplished because I'm literally too tired to finish. And then some other ideas would be, the other factors that go into it are how replicatable it is for you guys if you want to play along. So some series really can't be replicated very easily. And I sort of say it up front, like, you're not going to be able to play this for yourself because I've modified too many mods and I don't have the permission to share these, or this requires so much save game editing that it's just not going to be something that you can replicate, something like that. But that's another idea. So a lot of it is like accessibility and, those kind of ideas. Why am I totally strapped for power? What is eating all my power in here? Shush. Nah, let's get rid of the antenna at least for now. I don't want to brown out in the lab. That would be not good. Puppy treats. Hey, buddy. Well, this got filled in, but not down here. Not even a little bit. Not even repaired. Well, I'll have to prompt them. Let me do another temporary critical stockpile of uranium. That way I can fix it faster. The last part of that that discussion is then, in order to make it challenging, what other restrictions can I impose? Because I do find that playing RimWorld, I mean, I'm able to play RimWorld at 500%, but I do find that playing RimWorld at 500% becomes a very samey after you do it a few times, because it's kind of just like, exploit the game mechanics to its maximum so that you defend the most efficiently. A perfect kill box, a perfect turret coverage, perfect wealth to defense ratio, only taking the best pawns because you want to keep your colony numbers down. Or just having so many colony members with so many guns that you just shred everything. I do find that 500% RimWorld is fun once, but not fun over and over and over. Not for me, and likely not for you either. So another one of the restrictions that I consider is how to make this more challenging in a meaningful way. A way that takes into consideration the lore, the background of the characters, that kind of thing. So in every series, I'll have restrictions. So for instance, with the last miniseries, Knights of the Seer, there were some magical abilities in Knights of the Seer that didn't make any sense, like Technomancer, where you can reverse engineer advanced technology. Well, that doesn't make sense. But then there was also some abilities that are just like I win buttons equivalents, which can be fun, like in the case of the vultures, where it's like we have completely overpowered vultures, and then I'm like, you know what, they're so strong, I'm gonna have to introduce stronger mechs, and things like that. But a lot of the rules and restrictions that I have in is for the challenge, because without them, I would either need to ramp up RimWorld to 500%, or it would get boring. In this specific series, the challenge is to mostly to keep the technology and the people separate. And also it's melee only, which was a whole different set of challenges, or mostly melee only, as an added challenge as well. So Kynan, you have an art inspiration. And I have a lot of jade. How about we mix those two? Lurking. Thank you for the sub. I like the name, Lurking Twitch TV. Very straightforward. Memorable. So we are T-minus 1.4 days for paid defense. I'm gonna wait until the eclipse is over, which is to the benefit of the robots, because I don't want to accept in the middle of an eclipse. Also, it's dark, harder to, well, I guess it's harder for ranged to fight, but I also want to repair, I want to repair this before the big raids come. Alright, iguana. You're dead. Cheers. Items from Mike's penance. Where did I even put the delivery spot? I thought it was here. Do I have to go pick them up? I think I have to go pick them up. Right? Yeah, I have to go pick them up. Well, normally I would say send Kynan, because Kynan runs fast. But hey, Sabin, you haven't stretched your legs outside in a long time because, you know, you were injured. So I will send you with all elephants to go fetch. And now you're going to spend the next, like, 12 hours roping animals. I just realized how much of a punishment that was. We're just about done with kind of all the research I would even want. In the Android tree. I'm trying to see if there's any meaningful research left. I don't need industrial pump scale. Drug production. Nothing like robots researching drugs. Budcoplex. Congrats on a whole year to you. Or, well, thank you. Oh, Amiraw's doing it? That doesn't seem fair. I mean, I guess it is. Just kind of wanted Macho to come down here and do it. Oh, here he is. Speaking of which. Wait. And done. The curious Ammonite will enter and find Yayo everywhere. Actually, I think it would be structured gel. That's robots' favored drug of choice. I just realized actually Saban doesn't have to rope forever because most of the animals that I sent are elephants, and elephants happen to be caravanning animals that don't require ropes. Making elephants rather unique in the RimWorld universe. Most animals in the RimWorld universe either can haul or can caravan, and there's very few animals that can do both. Quest expires in 24 hours, so tomorrow morning I'll probably accept it. They can also fight really well. They can. I wish there was a better way to heal wounded animals, though. That would be the one thing that I would change about RimWorld is that without mods, when animals become injured, there's kind of nothing you can do but put them down once they're like missing legs and the like. Drugs are done. I don't think it would be a terrible idea for Amon-Ra to have a few go juice on him, just in case. I mean, he's already super fast. He's faster than pretty much anyone else on this planet, given his architect leg and his bionic leg. It's like Usain Bolt chasing down middle schoolers, but it wouldn't hurt to have even more of an edge. Just give animals a Lucy. Lucy doesn't heal missing legs, though. Lucy will heal scars and small injuries, but not missing limbs. That is a heal mech serum or bust requirement. Do we really need a Lucy Duck incident? The other thing is, especially with larger animals, Luciferium has a... I know the term in like... wouldn't be half-life, but Luciferium... You require Luciferium that scales to your body size, so the larger the animal, the more Luciferium, and more often the Luciferium they will require. So one of the problems of getting animals Luciferium is, like, let's say you give it an elephant Luciferium, and elephants are, in RimWorld, 4 times the size of a person, they will need it 4 times more often. So the every 6.66 days that a regular pawn will require it becomes every, like, what, 1 2/3 day or something like that, where almost every day your elephant's going to need a Luciferium dosage, which is kind of unaffordable. And then the other issue is you can't schedule animals to take drugs. So if you give them access to a pile of drugs, perhaps, of course, they will feed themselves, but you do run the risk of them being zoned away from it or not near it. They can't carry it on them, so they can't, like, have it on their, or, well, I would say on their person, but it's obviously not a person. They can't have it with them to be able to dose themselves if they're not near a stockpile. And then if they run out of it, they go berserk and they murder everything in sight. So unless you have a shock lance at the ready, yeah, they're kind of uncontrollable. So sounds like a good idea, but in practice, it's a horrible idea and it doesn't work at all. It is time to accept said quest. I think what I'm going to do... Let me try something. So we have been dealing with the giant group of people landing on my beacon. And I'm going to uninstall the beacon. And then I'm going to put a zone here of uninstalled beacon. Orbital trade beacon. All right, let's see if this works. Wait, I thought I was given 12 people. Apparently I don't know how to read. Let me look at that again. 13 warriors will be placed on my control. I count 1. Okay, I can read. The game can't. Where is my 12 other warriors? What, is Badger enough fighting for... Is she the strength of 13 people? What? What? Wanderlust stayed for 30 days. She's pissed that she just arrived. This colony is trite. We should be wandering. You were literally paid to show up. Oh my god. I hate this already. So let's read this again so I fully understand it. There was a caravan being hunted near Thebes by two groups of tribespeople. And Tolcher wanted me to signal to draw the raids to me. I should be given 13 warriors placed under my control, but I will have to feed and house them, and they may die in battle without consequence. Okay, well, all right, whatever. I am a little... I don't care if they showed up. I just don't know why they didn't. My error logs don't have errors. So Badger, congratulations. You are... I guess I'm gonna name you 13. That makes sense. Or your name is gonna be 13 Warrior. There we go. 13 Warrior will be placed under my control. Perfect. Hi, 13 Warrior. It's like an episode of, it's like I've entered Airplane the movie or something. Normally I would raffle off the temporary member, but I think her name needs to be 13 Warrior. So they didn't lie to me. They just embellished a bit. Hey, 13 Warrior, I have a really, really cool thing for you to do. It's called firebombing. And I'm going to make you in charge of firebombing. Don't call me Shirley. Yes. So as the quest goes, if I accept, the tribespeople will arrive in 1.2 days. I accepted at about 8 in the morning, so tomorrow at like 10, tomorrow at 8 in the morning, I should start firebombing. Thank you, fellow Ammonites, for tuning in to RimWorld False God, which originally streamed live on Twitch, September 11th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that the series has since ended. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. It also has a link to Discord if you're interested in joining the gaming community, and that link can also be found in the description of the video. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream or series. Adios, my fellow Ammonites.